Hello friends, this is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. I welcome you all. Today our subject is business law and the topic is Indian Partnership Act 1932, under which we are going to cover the registration of firms. In this topic we are going to cover what is the procedure for the registration and when the firm is not registered, what is the effect of non-registration and what are the exceptions, what are the rights which are not affected by non-registration, and what are the advantages of getting the registered. Its Hindi lecture will also be available at my second channel, that is the Shashi Agarwal Economics and Law classes. Section 56 to section 71, that is contained in chapter 7 of the Partnership Act, that deals with the registration of the firm. Indian Partnership Act has not made the registration of the partnership firm compulsory. Nor does the Act impose any penalty for the non-registration. But certain disabilities are there if the firm is not registered, that is for the firm and as for the partners. So what is the procedure for the registration that is dealt under section 58? A firm may get itself registered at any time during the continuance of the partnership. It has to make an application to the registrar of the firm in area which any place of the business of the firm is situated. Such application or statement could be sent personally, by post, or online also. The online application could also be submitted. It should be made in the prescribed form, that is the form 1, along with the prescribed fees and the proper documents. And it should be signed by the all partners or their authorized agents. So the application should contain this information: what is the name of the firm, the full name of the permanent resident of the partners who are having permanent address, the place of business of the firm. If there are more than one place of business, then the principal place of the business, the date on which each partner joined, what is the duration of the firm. So submission of the other document, these are the documents they have to be submitted along with the application form. Application for registration with duly filled detail in form number 1, duly filled affidavit, certified true copies of the partnership deed. It could be, partnership deed could be written on the stamp paper and it should be registered in sub register officer like any other documents. The ownership proof of principal place of the business or rental or lease agreement, if the building has been taken on a rent, then the lease agreement. A firm may get itself registered under any name subject to the restriction contained in section 58 subsection 3. The firm has to keep those names which are not prohibited under section 58 subsection 3. If a firm violates these restrictions, the firm will not get the registered. When the registrar is satisfied the provision of section 58 have been complied by the firm, he shall record an entry of the statement in register, that is called the register of firms, and he will issue the certificate of registration under rule 9. The registrar of firm is open to inspection by any person on prescribed. He has to pay the prescribed fees, and he could inspect the register of firms. Any person who wants to get the details of any firm can request the register of firms for the same, and by paying the prescribed fee he could have the copy of all details of the firm registered with the registrar. And there is a penalty for submission of statement annexure which are false or by giving incorrect information. They are liable to a penalty. There could be 3 months imprisonment, there could be fine, or there could be both 3 months imprisonment and fine. So what are the effects of the non-registration? Partners cannot file suit against firm or other partners. Section 69 subsection 1. Firm cannot file suit against partners. Section 69 subsection 2. Partner cannot claim set of section 69 subsection 3. No suit by the partners against of the firm or against the partner. A partner of a registered firm cannot go to court and he cannot file a suit to enforce his right arising from a contract or given by this act against the firm and the partner. And there is a case, Jagdish Chandra Gupta, V.K. Rosaria, Trader Limited. There was a clause in the partnership deed. In case of dispute between the partners, the matter will be referred to the arbitration. So they just appointed one partner, but no partner responded to that partner. Then they went to the court, and court decided it's a unregistered firm, so no action could be taken against, and the suit should be dismissed. And firm can also not file any suit against third parties. Firm shall not be able to file any suit against any third party. But section 69 subsection 2 is designed to protect the interest of third party. Third party could file a suit against the firm. There is no restriction against a suit. Let me rectify the spelling. There is no restriction. The third party could bring a suit against the unregistered partnership. And there is no right to set off. The only set off is possible up to 100 rupees. Rights of the debtor to balance mutual debt with the creditor is not allowed. It is only allowed up to 100 rupees. But the non-registration of the firm does not affect the following rights. The third party is having the right to file any suit against the firm or any partner. Section 69 subsection 3 permits a suit for the dissolution of the firm and accounts thereof. A partner can sue another after the dissolution of the unregistered firm for the settlement of account. So these are the rights which are not affected by non-registration. An official assignee, receiver or court to release the property of the insolvent partner. They could take any action for the releasing of the property if in case of the partner is insolvent. So the non-registration will not affect the rights of the official assignee, receiver to release the property of the insolvent partner. Even they could set off the claim up to 100 rupees. If the place of the business of the firm is somewhere where the act does not extend, then the firm and partners, they will not be affected by the non-registration. If the business of the partnership is situated at that place where the partnership act is not applicable, then they will not have any effect, which I have already mentioned. So disability will not affect. Suit arising otherwise under than contract, for example, a suit against third party for infringement of trademark of the firm could be filed. Even section 69 does not apply to the non-contractual and the statutory rights. So what are the benefits of the registration? If the firm is registered, then it is very beneficial to the firm, because the partners of the registered partnership firm could bring any suit against the third party. The third party could file if the firm is not registered. So it is also beneficial to the creditor also, because they could file against the firm, they could file against the partners to restore their money from any partner of the firm. If creditor can employ any partner for returning his money due from the firm. It is also beneficial to the partners, because the partner could take the help of a court of law against each other in case of the disagreement, and partner could also sue the external parties as well. So it is also beneficial to the incoming partner, because the new partner could go to the court for getting his right if the firm is registered. And it is also advantages to the partner who is going account of retirement, or if the partner because if the partner is outgoing due to the death of the partner, on the death of the partner, his legal representative, they are not accountable for the obligation which are acquired by the firm after the death of his demise. In case of retirement, the partner remain to accountable up to the time he does not give the public notice. The firm which is registered, it will be highly credible, because every party would love to deal with that firm which is already registered. So a registration of partnership firm enjoy higher credibility.